All right, so we have that Josephine flips a fair coin 4 times. So I'm going to draw 4 dashes to kind of record all the probabilities, right? So it's the probability lands on heads each time, which on heads each time means heads and heads and heads and heads, right? So I want to do compound probability where it's like one thing, then another thing, then another thing, and then another thing. And so when we have like and for probability, it's always we multiply the individual probabilities, right? So the probability it lands on heads this time is 1/2. It's always going to reset itself, right? 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, and 1/2. Remember, we're going to multiply it because it's and multiply. So that would be 1/2 to the 4th, which would be 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, 1/16. Answer choice D. Right, you should be thinking about this, that like definitely the probability that it's going to land on heads 4 times in a row should definitely be less than the probability it's going to land on heads just once, right? So think about how you're like when you multiply fractions like this, it's going to get increasingly smaller. So right, the probability it's going to do heads, it's going to land heads 4 times in a row should be should keep getting smaller and smaller. So 1/16, answer choice D.